All right, game two between the Timberwolves and the Thunder. You can see from the final score, the Thunder ran away in the second half, but it was a really tight game until the third quarter, similar to the first game. But the OKC Thunder, they just have these runs where they just go on a 6-0 run, 8-0 run, 72 15 to 4 run, something like that, and they just blow the game wide open. You can see points off turnovers, 22 to 10. I think last game they had like 31 points off turnovers. They had 9 steals. It doesn't show it here, but they had 9 steals. And then the equalizer, the thing that's messing up the Timberwolves, I think, is the points in the paint. You can see 44 only for OKC, for Minnesota, and 58 for OKC. Then obviously the 3-point shooting was pretty bad again. It was bad for both teams, but I think it's hurting the Timberwolves more, obviously, because the Thunder are getting more easier points, running on fast breaks, causing turnovers, getting points off turnovers. But Minnesota has to equalize that by shooting threes. And so far, DiVincenzo, Naz Reid not hitting their threes. Even Ant was 1 for 9 from three. Ant had a pretty good game driving to the hoop. He was actually getting to the free throw line a bit and getting twos. Because I think he was like 12 for 26 and then 1 for 9 from three. So it shows that he was, 11 for 16 or something like that from 2-point range. So, he was having success inside the arc, but just not outside the arc. And then Nikhil Alexander Walker played well off the bench, I think. He might have to guard Shea full time because McDaniels obviously on Shea is not working. Shea had another amazing game. Probably his best game of the playoffs so far. I think he had like 38 points, really efficient shooting. He was like 10 for 15 field goals at one point, while OKC was making that crazy run in the end of the third quarter. So, yeah, really impressive win for the Thunder. Not looking too good for my Wolves prediction. I just thought the Wolves players would shoot a little bit better, but maybe let's see if they go home. Role players, they say, play better at home, but we'll see if that's actually true. And then they just have to obviously limit their turnovers because 14 isn't even that much, but when OKC only has 6 and then you have 14 and then you're, like I said, 22 points off turnovers, it makes a big deal. When the margins aren't that big, it could easily, it went down to a 10-point game actually, but more turnovers, more steals caused by the Thunder. So, yeah, they just ran away with it again at the end. Like I said, they got it down to 9, but Minnesota just let go of the rope sometimes. Sometimes they get frustrated. You saw a flagrant foul when McDaniels pushed Shea, and then Randall, of course, has to step up again. Minnesota just can't get all their facets of the game working at the same time. Their 3-point shooting, their bench, and their star players. So hopefully they can get that back and running back at home in Minnesota.